How do you deal with a central path going down the garden? It splits the lawn completely in two. But in this case, the main access to the house is through the back garden. The cars are parked at the end here, but our view is kind of dominated by a bit of an ugly garage, by the cars parked at the end, by this central path coming straight up the garden. And I don't know about you, but I would much prefer to have my attention drawn to the sunsets and the view of the wider landscape beyond. So if we take a drawing of this garden, you'll see at the moment, if we exit the cars, we've got to come through the central gate and up this central path. But it's not a natural route through, because actually the side door of the house is up on the top side of this particular property. We're not going to walk up the garden in the middle. We need to find a different route. So if we move the entrance further away from the cars now, naturally our route to this side door is going to be up the right hand side. So that's got to be how we fit this design together. We're not really going to want to walk across the lawn, and probably if we can create some paving, we can get to the back door entrance. So let's see how we can begin to formulate an idea. So let's start with straight lines. We've got a straight patio joining the house here. We could put some planting along the edge, and we have a path that is a very obvious, easy path to get us to the back door and to the side door. But how can we now build in maybe a garden? Would straight lines work? Could we create a angled lawn, for example, with a couple of borders sitting down in the corner to hide this shed? Does that sit well? Does it feel balanced? Well, maybe not. We need to create a different shape to get ourselves into the garden, a more flowing shape maybe, to counteract the straight lines and the harshness of this of the landscaping that we have. So how would a circle work? Could we walk round the lawn and come up to the house? Maybe a little border in there? Well, let's have a look. How about a nice curving sweep? Well, we could create a sort of a sweep of a border outside these windows, which would give a nice view, and curve that round, which again will give us a reason to hide that large red brick wall of the garage. So how about just tilting the lawn slightly, making it not a complete circle? How will that look? Well, let's sort of throw it in. I've now twisted the lawn the other way round, which makes the garden feel a little wider. If we have a sweeping path, maybe we can put a little water feature in here, for example. But now I've got a nice route through. But now the lawn is a big whole shape. It feels really wide. The garden feels larger. So what does that look like actually on the garden itself? Well, here again, if we can introduce this sweeping curve. Now in this instance, the owner had already decided that they wanted to have a moon gate, so a nice oval shape entrance, hence why the curve of the garden will work better. So if I put that moon gate in, it also kind of mirrors the sun as well, that it will reflect and have an entrance through into your garden, and the path can come up the right hand side. So let's put some planting in. Let's hide the cars. Let's put the moon gate in, put the lawn in. And this is where we can use colour of the foliage as well. We have the sun setting on this garden in the distance, so the backlighting of foliage would be lovely. And if we can get that to glow with the sunlight coming through from behind it, that will again help hide and disguise the large wall of the garage. So let me just finish my little squiggly plants here. So let's see, how do you think this will will look when we lose this central path and we create a new entrance for the garden. I think it works quite well.